Hello, everyone. This is lecture 36. Keep talking about streaming framework. I have shown the demo and the streaming framework. Because in this class I need to talk a lot of fundamental techniques of Graph free, and I also need to using the distribute primitives to create some new APIs. I will discuss the procedures, the details, how to create new APIs. Now we already have the multicasting API. Based on the multicasting API, I create a streaming framework at this time, and I will create some applications. I will implement some application based on the streaming framework. This is what we have done before, right? So we did a lot of similar thing before. We in the previous classes we also following the same procedure, same steps. So for this time, I want to create two applications. The first application is a worldwide news portal. Another is a worldwide e-commerce system. I hope I can establish such system based on streaming framework we talked about in the previous classes. News portal. You can see the first one is news portal. Let us start to discuss some specific requirements for the news portal. Okay, another is the e-commerce system. You can say worldwide. Why I want to say worldwide? Because such a system is large scale. That means large scale. The scale is huge. So how to handle such system? How we can guarantee the high performance? That's a very important issue. So that's why I want to emphasize that such an issue, emphasize the scale. If the scale is small, it's not necessary for us to using streaming framework, especially for the although we did not talk about news portal before, but we talk about the e-commerce system. We use, for example, we use the e-commerce multiple MNTS. We can use MNTS, multiple node client server framework to establish e-commerce system. But that system, as I mentioned, the scale of the system cannot be enlarged. Only one server can be used to provide services. All the computing resources are originated from the single server. It's impossible for such a system to become worldwide. That's why I want to re-establish such system using new distributed framework. For this time, we're using streaming framework to do that. News portal is it's also a typical application based on the streaming framework. First, news portal is a high volume data application. The numerous journalists need post the source of news to various categories of the site simultaneously. Yeah, you can see. So when we design such a system, we will design a client, a publisher. No, I'm sorry, is a publisher. This publisher is established by CS client, right? We can use CS client to design an application on CS client for the journalist. There are a large number of users. The users will comments. If you visit a web news portal, you can see almost each news have a lot of comments. If the news is so popular, if the news is so hot, the number of comments is also huge. It's huge. So we need to design a client that the user can can publish the comments, right? So it's another data source we need to implement in such application. Bloggers, I'm not sure if you, I think if you know such application, Blogger or Mr. Blog, micro bloggers, usually in news portal, we need to there's some blogger. User can use the blogger or micro blogger to publish information. Maybe if the write article, it can use the blogger. If they use a micro blogger, just write something in short message. So there are a lot of such messages we need to process. Need all a large number of users, a large number of such information should be injected into input into such a system. Okay, I think maybe here we can add another news feeds. News feeds are required, right? News feeds. So maybe some other users access such a system, some real-time data, right? But because it's a news portal, there are a lot of news updated frequently. So if one user are interested in one particular topic, one particular event, then they can access such news feeds. So we can design a client. This client can generate a news feeds, and then the users of the such user portal can access the real-time data because we're using Stream. So Stream is a good way, a good proper approach to implement the news feeds, real-time and low latency data. Yeah, because such time news feeds is kind of real-time data. So maybe when we implement such a system, you can see there are a lot of data sources. We can implement such a application, right? In our class, in this class. Even though I hope I can finish such application step by step in this class as we did before. I think that should be a challenge if you use if you implement such a system online in one class. If you want to implement such a system and show each step to students or to developers, it should be a challenge. But I will try. I will take the challenge. I will try to prove the features, the distinguished features of Graph3 through this way. You can say video, yes, some in the news portal, we need to implement video application. Now video application is so popular. So you can see there are a lot of data sources. So I will try to implement such application. This is the requirement. These are requirements. News feeds. I will add this one here. You can see I do not implement any piece of code before this class. I just got these requirements, and then I will implement such a system, step by step. Okay, in such case, there are multiple data sources we just talked about, right? And so here we also use stream the multicasting. In the streaming framework, there is a multicasting. One we need to implement. In this case, I will use unicast. So I will reuse the unicast framework to implement such application. Subscribers. Okay, subscribers are very important. So because the system should be enlarged in worldwide, the scope of the system, the scale of the system is huge because this is a worldwide news portal. A lot of users from all corners of the world are interested in such a news portal. So we have to enlarge such a scale to fulfill the performance requirements. So, if so, subscriber can play the role to enlarge the scale and keep the high performance. Okay, this is another application. So next time, if this news portal is finished, I will talk about that. I will discuss the detailed requirements and the design of the e-commerce system based on streaming framework. So right now, let's start to work on this application. It should be a challenge, right? I don't believe if you can implement such application using traditional mainstream programming language. It's difficult. I also don't think it's easy to use, even though you use some streaming or using some distributed framework. I don't think it's so easy because it's the requirements are so flexible, and you have to do a lot of research and investigations on existing frameworks to construct such system. You need to design database. You need to know which framework is a proper choice, and after that you need to use multiple frameworks and organize them together. I don't think it's we can achieve implement such application within such short time, right? Okay, let us do that with a single techniques, grade 3. Okay, let's start. Okay, because each time we spend about we usually for each lecture the time may be 1 hour at most. So I don't think I can finish this, although I think it's easy to finish such class in a short time, but I still need I hope I can finish this class this project as soon as possible, but I cannot guarantee the exact time. Maybe 2 or 3 hours or 2 or 3 lectures. Okay, for this time, let us start. And this one called streaming. Okay, streaming, news, right? I think that's fine. Let's start from the root. Okay, root. Let's start from here. And we have did before. We need to follow. That's very important, critical for us to follow this existing streaming framework, because the code structure, the design patterns are exactly the same. So we can follow the existing structure, right? Existing code structure. That is why we can guarantee the efficiency of the development. Okay, let us find the example. The code, that is the design pattern actually. Okay, let's start from here. Start streaming protocol. This is the news portal, right? So here, now we need to implement the root. Not this one, the root. Let us go back to the diagram. This is root. Now we need to implement the root. So we can follow this one. Let's follow the code structure. We just call news root, right? Okay, today should be March 31st. Okay, then what else? This is the root, right? Root. There is a pair because the root need to perform multicasting. Root is the root is the topmost node for the multicasting framework. News root pair. Then okay. Then what else? The dispatcher. We need to implement the dispatcher. Dispatcher is very important. Dispatcher is the kernel for all the distributed system. If you using GRID-free, to program a distributed system. Okay, news root dispatcher. Okay. Extend server dispatcher. Okay, then those message is those message should be implement. Here we can think about, so when you want to implement those messages, you need to think about these data sources, right? You can see a lot of publishers. Though the publishers need to post the data to the root, so most of the messages are from the publishers' public data sources. So you can take a look at here. What are the data sources? First is a journalist. Maybe, okay, so we need to implement one of the stream notification. Stream notification is the data from the publisher, right? For this case, for this streaming framework. However, for our case, the data source, because this is just a framework, so the name of the data is abstract. So now we need to implement some specific messages for one specific application. So here we just create another package message. Okay, this is another package from the news portal. Then we name the journalist journalist posts. Okay. Journalist post. Let us take a look at how to implement such a notification. Okay, multicast. We need to implement this message. Okay, data. Yes, I think we need to implement the data. Journal. Okay. Journal list. I have to emphasize again, repeat again, all the information I'm trying to do here, all the design I'm trying to do here, I do not make any preparation before, right? So I need to think about during the procedure. Okay, the posts, journal posts, and news. Maybe it should be news. Okay, news. Just call it news. Okay. Okay, news, and I think this is publisher type, right? Publisher type. It's a publisher. We just call it publisher, and the top type, topic, type, publisher type, because there are a lot of data source. Yeah. So publisher. Okay. Then news just one message. Okay. Category the modern category. Okay, I don't want to make things too difficult. Message, type, topic, category. Because there are a lot of some news about some news may be about sports, some news may be about economy and politics. Yeah, there are a lot of news. So this is the category. Okay, the message publisher category. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we okay, that's great, because I want to make something. I have limited time, so sometimes I have to simplify the procedure on the application level. Publisher, journalist, no, publisher. And the category and the message. Okay, this is the news. Put it here. Now this case, news. Okay, and we need to define the the type, data type. Data type. News data type. For this case, the first one we defined is a journal list post. Okay, journalist post. Streaming data. Okay. Now we do not need to have this this field, because this field is designed for the broadcasting based broadcasting framework based streaming. So for this time we use unicast, so this K is not necessary. Okay. Okay, this post, generate a post, we rename it. This one, I want to change it. Posts. I want to make another, name it. I think this name is better for this post, because I want to reuse this publisher category message. Okay, this is the one message. This is the one message I want to send from the journalist. Another is comments. Okay, there's a comments. Comment notification. Okay. Comments application. Comments. Okay, this is another. It should be another post, right? Because the comments may be the category different. We have a lot of different category. For this post, the category should be comments, right? So here, comment notification. Okay, the post should be renamed. Okay. Okay, the publisher post. Okay, we got a post, and there's a couple of comment. Another one is a blogger, microblogger. Maybe we just use microblog to save some time. Okay, microblogger, microblog. The vacation. Microblog. Microblog. Blog. And we have another one is also post. Post. Another field is also post. Okay, microblog. Next, news feed. News feed. How to implement this feature? News feed. News feed. Let me think about that. News feed. News feed is actually although I implemented multiple messages, actually they're similar because they're just data come from different data sources, right? So news feed, notification. Actually, they're similar to each other in terms of the messages coding, the code for the message. They are almost the same. They are identical in terms of code structure or design pattern. All of them are multi-custody message for notification. Okay, those with news data type for newsfeed. Okay, newsfeed. Okay, I'll still use a post to save time. If you don't think it's proper, when you implement such application, in your case, in your application, you can redesign this post. I think it's I think you can understand, right? Okay, next, we implement almost the same thing. Video is a little bit different, because later the video is the data is generated maybe in real time. So for each time, we just can video a little bit different. We can only transmit data piece by piece. You can see here. Let me say, I implement one application, one test case. You can take a look here. You can see transmit data. We need to load data from using this API. This API is available available here. File manager. It's integrate free file manager. So you need to use this API to load the data based on the index, because they're a huge file. Maybe the data is generated and put on the disk. For this case, because we need to save some time, so I put one video on the disk, and we need to transmit the video to the streaming framework, right? However, because the size of the video on disk is large, we can do just to transmit the data piece by piece. So we have to transmit the data according to the index. We just read the data from disk through the index. So here, data is loaded from the disk and put it into the memory in the format of bits. So when we design such a message, we need to use, that's different from what we have done in the previous messages. All the messages are a string, the data string. For this case, that's different. Video piece notification. Maybe the video is so popular at this time in over the internet, so we need to consider how to transmit the video. Okay. Okay. Video piece. Piece means not the entire video can be transmitted, because it must consume huge memory, and it's not necessary for us to do that. So because when user access the video, it's impossible for a user to watch all the video. So just watch the video piece by piece. If the speed for us to transmit the data is higher than user to watch the video, then it's good enough. Okay, so here, news, data, type. Okay, this is for this case, maybe here we still use the posts as a description for the video. Okay, and then white video piece. Okay, video piece. we do, oh, sorry, this should be posts, post. Post. Then byte, okay. Okay, message is finished. A message is finished. So here we'll take a look at this later. Okay, and let us go back here. This is the dispatcher, right? Dispatcher. Let's here. You can see here. This is the we just finished the application level. The data source. We just finished here. This is the data source message. Now we have, because we use unicasting based streaming, so some subscribers information from subscriber need to be forwarded to such a framework. So we need to use, maybe can we reuse this information? Let me take a look. Okay, I think we can reuse it. We can reuse. So let me say, okay. Reuse. Okay. But I think if we want to reuse it, but here one problem exists. This one is different, right? Maybe, okay, now. Let me think about how to design here. Reuse root master, because we need to use multicaster. I think we can reuse it. But one problem here, because before we start this class, this not this one, referenced this one is old word, so we have to use the latest word. You can say I do not make sufficient preparation, and that matter, right? I think we can do that at this time. You can see the latest version is here, so I need to what we can do is here, this is library, this is an old version, so I just want to remove the old version and use the latest version, so we can reuse this code. The subscriber notification code. Remove this one. Okay. And then remove this one. Got a later version. Okay, then. Oh, another issue is still exist, because this one maybe not is a private. You can see this is private. That's not good. So we can at least we can reuse this message. This message can be reused, but this thread I just implement such a thread. Okay, the message we do not reuse. This message can be reused. This one is public. You can see here. This one is public. Okay, so let us implement this thread. Because all the message are implemented. And this one, I think this shutdown message, this management message, we can also reuse this message, no problem. But here we need to re-implement this thread here, right? Okay. Okay. The message already exists. We just want to reuse what we have implemented in the previous class. Okay, reuse it. We just import the new latest version so we can reuse this message. Okay. So now we need to have a root master. I think why the root master should be reusable, right? No. It's we cannot see it because the package with the visibility is package based. So it doesn't matter. It's easy, right? This code is easy. So we just re-implement here. It's easy. Actually, I think this one can be reused, but I don't want to make any change. It's not so difficult. Okay, let us start. You can see this code is so generic. It should be reusable. So it's better for me to change this code, to change the visibility to public. Okay. Okay, this is API. It's API we just talk about news. Name it, rename it. No. String, that's fine. Okay. Now what we can do here, because the subscriber information should be unicast to the one particular child. Okay, news string. News string. What? News root mod. Oh. Okay. Rename it. Okay. Then this done. Then what else? What else? This one, right? This one. Go back here. Okay, this one should be removed. Okay, that's the right. task size. Task size. Okay, next. Then this one is finished. We just use it, copy it here. Dispatcher. Okay, this one finished. Okay, what about this? Okay, this one. Open this call. Unsubscribe notification. Okay, this one should be unicast, so it's not so difficult. That's the same, exactly the same what we have done before. Okay, exactly the same. The entire system is almost similar, is all identical, even identical in terms of the design patterns. We use the same framework. The framework is a code reliable framework. We can reuse such a framework, so it's easy for us to program another application if the framework is the same. Okay, then what else? What else? I don't want type, so I just open this code and make a copy. Make copy here. Task size, put it here. And then what else? Copy this line. Okay, next, this is another data source. We have to create our own code. For this time, stream, there is a case, stream case. So for this case, let us take a look at this one. We also need to generate K. For this one, we can generate this is a post, right? Post. Oh, stream. Can we reuse this code? Yes, we can reuse it. This code. It's a generator K and all the subscribers are saved here. So we can reuse this one. This code can be reused. Okay. But about this case, the data is different. Because we designed some messages for the data source. For here, first one is the journal list post. notification thread with application level code. Okay. Post. Okay. Then we need to copy this code. Copy this code here. And then remove this line. News. Remove it. The notification, the message is different, so we need to replace this one. And here we need to display something here. That may say there's two strings. There should be two strings. Oh, no, two string. Oh, this one has two string is implement. So we also need to. It's better for us to implement the two strings so we can print something easily, conveniently. Okay. Oh, sorry. This one, posts. So copy this code. Publisher topic, maybe this one topic can be changed to category. The content is changed to message. Okay. So after this change, we can print the post. Here. Okay. Next, we need to generate a key. We need to broadcast the notification and the stream key to the child. Publisher. The data almost the same, right? Topic. Now we change it to category. Okay. Then okay. This is the journal list posts. Journal list post. Open this code. Okay. Task size. Okay, we now need to return here. We copy this code and make replacement. Now the message is different. Okay. This is the journal list. Okay, so remove this line. Okay, now for this lecture, we have already spent 1 hour, so we can keep working on this project in the next class. In next lecture 37, I will keep on working on this project. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, I appreciate so much for your watching. See you next time.